Remember the Alamo.
You know, as important as all that is, I really want to talk about anomalous propagation.
Oh man, okay, yes.
I don't know what it means, but I saw it's a big word that you posted online.
That's the first thing we're talking about. Look at the radar. It's going to look impressive. Yes. Wait and see. There it is. Look at all of that out there in the Gulf of Mexico. So that is not rain. What in essence we're seeing right here on the radar imagery, the returns, we're seeing the Gulf of Mexico. I'll explain. Radar site is at the airport, and the way the radar works is it'll send a beam out. That beam goes up in elevation just a little bit. It'll hit meteorological targets, and that beam comes back to the radar, and then we see it as rain or whatever it is. Sometimes we can see smoke on it too, but because our atmosphere is so humid and there's what's called a little inversion up above us. So the air temperature, the way that works, as you go up in atmosphere, it generally cools. But we've got an inversion, so just above the surface, there's a little warming layer. And what that does is it's trapping the radar beam. It's hitting that inversion and then getting deflected back down to the surface. And in our case, the surface is the Gulf. And that means that the radar is seeing a bunch of water, i.e. rain. That's how it looks on the radar presentation, but it's phantom returns, it's false returns. This is that anomalous propagation, sometimes called super refraction, and that's in essence what is happening with the radar. So if you're seeing that on your own like radar app, whatever you've got, that's what's happening. There's no rain out there. So we've got a lot of south wind with us. It's 86, feels like 96. Air quality's moderate. That's because of the increase in the haze that we're getting from the ag burns in Central America. The Rio Grande, those locations are up over 100. Those are the hot spots in the state. It's quiet with respect to rain. And as we head into the weekend, the high that's delivering the heat will get into the Gulf. That will mean slightly lower temperatures, but not cool, not cold, not relief, nothing of the sort. We stay in the low 90s over the next 7 days. Heat index values 100 to 105 as the humidity is going to be with us for the foreseeable future up into that steamy category into the weekend / early next week. Lows tonight, mid 70s to upper 70s. It will be breezy, southeast wind 15 to 25. We've got Corpus Christi at 76 under mainly clear conditions. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a few passing clouds, 92. Record tomorrow's 93 back in 2008, so we'll get close to that. The max heat index up around 103 for tomorrow. Triple-digit air temperatures inland, mid-80s at the coast. Look at the heat index values. Everyone over 90, most over 100, and as high as 110 in places like Kingsville. On the water, an elevated rip current risk and a small craft advisory. Bays will be choppy to rough. And note the waves, 5 to 7 feet at an 8-second period. That longer period swell is why the rip current risk will be elevated locally. And again, that monotony is with us, mid to low 90s. Heat index values over 100 each day, and that south wind, a South Texas staple this time of year, that's also not going away anytime soon.
Yep,
anomalous propagation.
Super refraction. That was the other one I learned.
Yes, yeah.
It's going to be on the spelling bees next year.
You were going to say something. What was it?
I forgot.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Alan,
it happens. Yeah.